Hi, good evening. A very warm welcome to all of you. Today we are going to discuss the case note of Mr. Henry Harwood, who has been suggestive of COVID-19, and the writer of the letter is a nurse in charge at Indira Gandhi International Airport. The coronavirus screening section, and the letter is addressed to the nurse in charge, Kensi Jada, observation facility at the same airport, with the detailed information of Harwood and who has symptoms of suggestive of COVID-19. So you have to have a detailed information about the symptoms of this particular person, the current symptoms, what he has. And this is what we are going to see here. Let's say the question in detail. Today is 18 November 2021, so that's the date. We are writing the letter. So the same date he's screened and he's sent to the observation facility there at the airport. Now he has cough, sneeze, and fever since last 4 to 5 days, shortness of breath with frequent headaches. He is from Australia, lives along with wife and 3 children. So he's obese. That's another thing. Sedentary lifestyle, smoker, alcohol, receives age pension, national soccer player. So all the problems he has, lung problems, asthma, diabetes mellitus, hypertensive, lung recession, chest infection, and we have a penicillin allergy too. His travel history is to a seafood market in China on 10th November, almost a week ago. He transited China. He was in China for the last week for a holiday trip. And he also travels to the Middle East for business purposes. Twice he was screened. Now, when he was screened, his temperature was elevated, slightly elevated pulse there. So he met Ms. Dorothy at Dharavi, Mumbai, where he stays with his family, including his wife's 96-year-old father and 2 adult sons. Visited friends' homes yesterday, went to Eiffel Tower with Mr. Dorothy and spent around 3 hours. So this is the line of communication. So we need, because these people are not there with them at present. So we need to encourage him to use PPP, like masks and gloves, hot water, paracetamol 2 as required, dehydrated. So 500 ml dextrose normal saline is given. Nebulization every 4 hours started. So our plan is to keep him in quarantine. So wait for this response. Family support. Social worker is contacted, so instructed to Ms. Dorothy and family to avoid public meeting and plan to observe them in home quarantine for another 14 days. Regular health updates will be done by health department. So we are going to start the letter addressed to Kensi Jada, nurse in charge, observation facility, Indira Gandhi International Airport. On the letter is written on 18th of November 2021. Dear Sir or Madam, Mr. Henry Harwood, age 42 years. Mr. Harwood requires an emergency isolation at your facility, followed by conservative management of symptoms suggestive of COVID-19. The matter is to be concise because it's an urgent matter. At a COVID observation facility, you have a lot of patients because it is, I mean, maybe a first line treatment center or something like that. We have a very busy schedule there. So I just need to go through this thing as fast as we can because I don't write things in an elaborated way. So come directly to the patient name. Henry Harwood requires what? Emergency isolation at your facility, followed by conservative management of symptoms suggestive of COVID-19. So matter is concise and brief. Now it's the first paragraph deals with the presenting compliance. He had cough, sneeze, breathing difficulty while he underwent screening at the airport today. So at the airport, he was assessed, I mean screened. So at that time, he had cough, he had sneeze and breathing difficulty. So we asked him, he admitted that he also had recurrent headaches along with these symptoms for the past 5 days. So he had cough, sneeze, breathing difficulty for the past 5 days. And he also had recurrent headaches. On examination, he has elevated temperature and showed signs of dehydration. You can see that here. Therefore, he was rehydrated with 500 ml DNS and nebulized every 4 hours since then. He was also prescribed of paracetamol 500 mg twice a day, maximum as required. Under observation, he has been advised to use personal protective equipment, especially masks and gloves, and has been encouraged to drink hot water. All these things are mentioned here. Now, this thing, personal protective, hot water, PCM, dehydration, nebulization every 4 hours. He has a temperature, this thing, and presented with these problems. He had cough, sneeze, fever for the last 5 days. Disorder with frequent headaches. All these things are mentioned. We selected the relevant things, identified those things, the importance of those things, arranged it in a particular order. The symptoms, suggestive symptoms of COVID-19 presented first, highlighted. The treatment, what you have given up till now is there. The advices, what we have given immediately on an emergency basis are given. Now he was on holidays. While he was on holidays, visited a seafood market in China last week. He had his left lung resected in 2017 and has bronchial asthma, diabetes mellitus, and hypertension, all of which have been controlled with the regular medication. So we have a lot of things here, a lot of things, a list full, because we don't need to write all these things in separate sentences. We just need to mention that he has problems like this. Now, he also experiences frequent chest infection and is obese. Okay, so two things I just read in the case note that was about his smoking and drinking habit. Yeah, okay, so if I need to write it, I can write it. Mr. Harwood is he smokes and he's a heavy smoker and he drinks. So you can add this thing here somewhere. That is also relevant because he it's somewhat related to this thing. So it is risky if he has the habit of smoking and drinking, because if you have to get a specialized treatment for this thing, then as a history we need to know this thing. He drinks and smokes. We have to say that too. That should be added somewhere here. It would be appreciated if you could quarantine Mr. Harwood. His family requires assistance from a social worker, assistance and a social worker. Now I need one more thing here. And needs to be quarantined for at least 2 weeks. That's 14 days. Yeah. Kindly note, his throat swab and blood reports are whited. That's it. And we have one more thing, that he's allergic to penicillin. If you have any further queries regarding Mr. Harwood, please do not hesitate to contact me. Yours faithfully, nurse in charge, coronavirus screening session, IGI Airport. That's Indira Gandhi International Airport. So this is what we have written. We have written a small purpose paragraph. His symptoms, presenting symptoms along with the treatment, and the advices what we have given is clearly given. His travel history, medical history, habits, and particular things, that is something related to penicillin, all these things. Then the thing, we need a quarantine. So it's almost 208 words here up till now. So it's okay. That's it. So we have completed the letter. Have a look once again. Okay. Thank you all.